Hi, so we're going to go on a tour of my studio. I've tried to do this before, and so this isn't exactly my first selfie stick adventure, but I just went through the whole little process and it didn't work at all. It was on the wrong setting and I had no idea, so I went through the whole thing and then it turned out that it was all wrong. Anyway, so I'm going to start over. I'm a little frustrated and irritated, but we're going to go in and see my paintings. Here's one right by the front door. I like this one. A lot of texture here. This was originally a painting by my friend Little Joey Pecoraro, and when we shared a studio together, he did all these like really laborious paintings in green, lots of greens. I don't know, he was totally into these weird greens, and so he left a few of them behind, and I kind of like to paint over other people's paintings sometimes, so I actually like to do that a lot. And so you can see all of the, I don't know, you see these swirls in here? Those are the swirls from the three-dimensionality of his green paint swirls. So I just went over it with some black, and then this is, oh yeah, that's zinc white. Thought it might be gesso, but it's zinc white. And then it's got these nice little colored lines in it. Yeah, I like this guy. It's 12 by 18. Yeah, a little uneven there. There we go. All right. So we're going to go in the studio, and I guess this is when I should have the selfie thing going. So we'll go in the studio. Here's the studio. And go in here. See that beautiful ceiling. And so we'll do a little tour this way. See everything. Here's all the paint and stuff. Nice and messy. It's not quite Francis Bacon style, but you know, I'm on my way. Of course, being sober probably precludes me going the full Francis Bacon route. Oh, there's my shoes. I get so much paint all over the place. Here's more shoes. I get so much paint all over the place when I work that I get it on the shoes, and then I track it upstairs and get it all over the studio. And the people who actually run this studio don't like having paint all over the place. So I take my shoes off and leave them here. And of course, if I try to come in bare feet, then I get it on my feet, and then I track it everywhere too, because I don't remember to try to wipe my feet off. And it's oil paint, so it doesn't come off that easily. Anyway, so that's part of my process. So these first paintings were all done, like you can see this window here, for like 2 weeks. There were constant protest marches going by this window. So I would stand here, wave to everybody, and they'd wave back. I didn't go out because of the COVID. But you know, the violence of the COVID and the death, and then the Black Lives Matter stuff, you know, things seemed very unsettled and dangerous, and well, not, I mean, yeah, dangerous. COVID is dangerous. So these paintings have a lot of energy, a lot of anger, a lot of you know, sort of crazy going on. So these first ones. So we'll start this one here. There we go. This one here, and these are big. I just want to, like, you know, these are like, you know, big. This is 4 by 4. This guy's 3 by 3. This guy's still wet. So anyway, so this is many layers, obviously, and I finally kind of liked the way it came out. It was so scattered and dark and scary. I mean, it kind of looked like an exploding planet or something. But you can see there's kind of like little beautiful pieces of red poking out here and there, and it was very purple at one point, and so I just kept adding stuff until it felt like it was a little more under control. And now I actually I kind of like it. I still think it's a violent painting and a little disturbing. And then this one is on well, you can call it plywood, but since it's a painting that I'm going to try to sell for money, you call it a panel. So it's oil on panel with oil stick markings. Again, it's big. There's a lot going on. Because it's on the panel, I'm going to go over it. You see these areas. I'm going to sand these down, so it'll have sort of the three-dimensionality, or it'll have the visual texture without the three-dimensionality, which I think will be a very interesting effect. And it'll let some more of the background colors come out. People have remarked that it looks like there's sort of human forms back here, and that's purely accidental. Speaking of human forms, this is my friend Ben. This was some kind of party favor for some fancy place he went, and he couldn't quite bring himself to throw such a thing away, so I volunteered to paint over it for him and do some fun things to it. So we'll see what happens with that. Here's another one. This started out. This is an old canvas. Let's see. Yeah, see how dirty it is? There's like cobwebs and stuff on it. It was down in the basement a long time. And it had a painting on it, which I now don't even remember what it was. But I started painting over it. As I said, I like painting over things. And there's a lot of circles on here. That's a result of a conversation I had with Lex about the spiritual perfection of circles, and his company's called Enzo, and Enzo is that concept of the cyclical nature of circles, obviously, and the perfection of them. So I kind of overlaid that idea of the perfection of the circles with this sort of crazy frenetic energy, and then to mitigate it a little bit because it was just way too much, I put the white over it. This one, here's another bit. I mean, this one's big too. See, it's totally wet. It's made out of turpentine. I mean, linseed oil. So it's like you just touching it, the paint comes off. So I can't really move it, but I'm gonna try to get an image of it this way. So this is it. That's the way it's supposed to be seen. And I love little bits of it, like this beautiful purple in here, a lot of reflection, it's shiny. These greens, I like this maroon down here. Yeah, it's very reflective one. Yeah, it looks a little hazy in this image, but I don't know what to do about that. But anyway, a lot of beautiful colors, and then a lot of energy back in the background. And then I don't know quite how to handle this, but this is another one of the circle paintings after talking to Lex. Let me turn this around so the light's better. So this is oil and gold and silver leaf that is very difficult to apply. So again, it was the spiritual perfection of the circles, but this is very three-dimensional. I'm trying to get a shot of how thick this paint is. And what I did is I made a nice kind of beautiful sort of, you know, not very interesting kind of red and gold and silver painting, and then I took the back end of a paintbrush and just jabbed it into this thing and just drew a million circles all over the place in a kind of violent way that I felt really was appropriate at the time, and that you know, the idea of like using luxury materials like gold and silver leaf was like utterly inappropriate at the moment, and that they needed to sort of be ruined in order to have it, you know, be what I was looking at. So it needed some violence and you know, some upset to get the message that I wanted to send. There's some other little ones back here. Shoot, I really don't want to get paint all over the place, but so we've got, oh, I can tilt this back and get in there. There we go. So this one, a lot of paint on there. Scary little thing, 12 by 18. It's called American Hellscape at Dusk. That's obviously dark Corona night. This one down here, I really like this. Sorry I can't get. I like the orange and the colors coming through, and that sort of light blue isn't something I ever work with, so it was kind of a different thing. And it was a bit of a challenge for me to paint over it and just let it be blue like that, but I've come to like it. And then this guy is also quite a thing. Shit, I just touched the thing. Anyway, it's got a vagina on it, see? I don't know how I ripped the hole in the thing, but I did. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a lot of colors and kind of scary. Not something you necessarily want to buy and take home. But, I mean, same with a lot of these. I mean, not this one. I mean, this is just, I love this. And then the first one I did when I was, look at that. The first one I did was a found canvas. I found it on a street in East Village. It had like this big, like beautifully rendered painting of an apple, and it looked like not like art exactly. It looked like beautiful, like highly skilled, like illustration. But it was an oil painting, and it looked like it was of an apple. There was no ornamentation. It looked like it should be in the fruit department at Whole Foods or something. That's what it was. So I grabbed the canvas and threw it in the car and brought it home. And it sat in the basement for a while, and now it's an entirely different thing, going from, you know, a kind of simple thing to this like completely crazy looking, you know, violent thing. The name of this painting is Concussive Force of Darkness. So obviously, this a couple of months ago, the you know, the emotional backdrop of Brooklyn was pretty scary, pretty terrible. But nonetheless, I mean, for all the violence and sort of craziness going on here, there are colors that I love here. I love this aquamarine and the way it interacts with the white and the sort of, I don't know, to describe this as painterly is probably excessive, but there's a sort of painterliness about the interactions down here that I really, really like, and have a nice emotional response to this. And you know, and then there are these nice reds and stuff that just sort of poke through, and these beautiful purples. So so yeah, so that's that. And again, it's a big painting. It's 4x4. This one's 30x40, kind of simple. I'm not 100% sure that I'd call it as finished, but it's nice. There's some unfinished guys here, and these ones are sort of, I don't know where they're going, but they're on their way. Here's a little guy. I like this one. Still very dark, but you know, there's some beautiful light coming through nonetheless. A little bit of hope. And all these are done on nice museum quality quality canvases. And there's another little one. I'll put this one here. I guess I should move this. There. This is another little guy, very simple, but I like this. You know, it's maybe not much to it, but you know, I love this purple and blue, and I like this maroon and brown together. I love the way they blend in. Just that, it's simple enough, but it appeals to me, and I feel like you know, this is something I would have in my house. And hopefully some of this other stuff is stuff that other people would have in their house. And I'm gonna be doing some more with this red here and that purple. The purple doesn't come through quite. Oh shit, I forgot to turn on the light. There we go. All right, well that brings the purple out a little more, doesn't it? Yeah, so these are just nice colors, and I want to play with them. And again, this is a big painting. This thing's, you know, this is big. It's big, big. So people should pay money for these. All right, well that's it. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, and send positive vibes so people buy art. All right, bye. GoPro, stop capture.